Across Africa, the fight for freedom was often written in fire, wars, uprisings, revolts, and bloodshed. But in one corner of East Africa, something extraordinary happened. A nation won its independence without a war, without mass violence, and without hatred consuming the land. This is the story of Tanzania, formerly Tanganyika, and the visionary teacher, philosopher, and leader who guided his people to freedom through words, unity, and discipline, instead of guns. His name was Julius Nyerere. Before Tanzania became a symbol of peaceful liberation, its land had endured foreign power for decades. A first under German colonial rule, 1880–1918. A then under the British after World War I. Under German rule, cruelty was common, forced labor, heavy taxation, and harsh punishments. The famous Moja Moja Rebellion, 1905–1907, erupted, costing hundreds of thousands of African lives. When the British took over, Tanganyika entered what many historians call quiet colonization, less brutality, but still not free. Africans had little political power. Land was restricted. Education opportunities were tiny. But something was changing. A new African elite was emerging: teachers, clerks, thinkers, and young people with higher education. Among them was a brilliant young man from Butiama, Lake Victoria. His name was Nyerere. Born in 1922, Julius Nyerere grew up the son of a Zanaki chief. He herded cattle as a child, walked miles to school, and rose to become one of the most educated Africans in East Africa. He studied at Makerere University, and later at the University of Edinburgh, becoming the first Tanzanian to earn a university degree in Britain. But Nyerere wasn't seduced by Western life. Instead, he returned home with a mission: educate the people, inspire unity, prepare for freedom. He did not dream of a violent revolution. He dreamed of a peaceful one, powered by unity and political awakening. In 1954, Nyerere founded the Tanganyika African National Union, TANU. Its purpose was clear: end colonial rule, unify tribes, promote African leadership, demand independence peacefully. While other African liberation movements were building armies, TANU was building awareness. Nyerere traveled from village to village, speaking Swahili, the language of the people, spreading ideas of self-rule. He avoided tribalism. He rejected hatred. He encouraged discipline, patience, and nonviolence. He taught farmers, fishermen, traders, and elders that freedom came not from fighting, but from standing together. TANU grew rapidly. Within a few years, it had tens of thousands of members. The British, surprisingly, saw something different in Nyerere. He was articulate, respectful, nonviolent, and intellectually disarming. He fought with words, not weapons. As TANU gained influence, elections were introduced in Tanganyika. Nyerere's popularity exploded. In the 1958–59 elections, TANU swept the polls. The people were speaking with one voice. The British now realized, this movement cannot be stopped. The people want Nyerere, and they want independence, peacefully. Instead of resisting, the British began negotiating with TANU leadership. Unlike Kenya's Mau Mau uprising or Algeria's brutal war, Tanganyika's struggle was one of dialogue, petitions, political mobilization, and national unity. Nyerere's philosophy became clear: violence will divide us. Unity will free us. On the night of December 9, 1961, thousands gathered in Dar es Salaam. A drumbeat rose. The new black, yellow, and green flag of Tanganyika ascended into the sky. The Union Jack came down. And for the first time in history, Tanganyika was free. There was no war, no civil conflict, no widespread bloodshed. A peaceful transition, rare in the story of African liberation. On that same night, Nyerere addressed the nation. We are equal. We are free. Our task is now to build a nation worthy of this freedom. He became the first Prime Minister, and later the President of the Republic. Just 3 years after independence, another historic event reshaped East Africa. Off the mainland lay Zanzibar, a spice-rich island with its own turbulent history, Arab sultans, British rule, and a 1964 revolution. To stabilize the region and strengthen unity, Nyerere agreed to join Tanganyika with Zanzibar. The two nations united to form the United Republic of Tanzania. A new African identity was born, peaceful, multicultural, and united by Swahili. As Tanzania's first president, Nyerere pursued Ujamaa, an African socialist philosophy based on village cooperation, equality, education, rural development, self-reliance. He promoted literacy, unity, and national identity. Under him, Swahili became the national language. A tribal conflict was minimized. Tanzania avoided civil war. Education rates increased. The nation gained global respect. Though some economic policies faced challenges, Nyerere's moral leadership earned him admiration as one of Africa's most ethical leaders. Even today, Tanzanians call him Mwalimu, the teacher. Across the continent, colonial exit was often violent, but Tanzania proved a peaceful liberation is possible. A unity defeats division. Our ideas can be stronger than weapons. A leadership grounded in humility can transform a nation. Tanzania's independence movement stands as one of the world's greatest examples of nonviolent struggle and nation building. In the world of independence stories, Tanzania stands apart, not because its people were silent, but because they refused to let violence define their future. They walked together, spoke together, demanded together, and won together. And at the heart of it all, a simple teacher became the father of a nation. This is the story of Tanzania, the land where freedom came, with unity, dignity, and peace. Subscribe for more powerful African history content.